mode today. I don't know what this is all about. YouTube would not kick it into landscape mode. So, for those of you that watch things on your phone, you're kind of, it's totally stuck like this. All right, well, what it is, what it is. Adjust my phone, maybe make this work a little bit easier. There we go. All right, so portrait mode. Oh well. At least we can still zoom in and see the cats. So, let's see. We're gonna do a story walking tour, just like we did this morning. Nothing too terribly crazy. Other than now the GoPro's not hooked up to my glasses and like digging into my nose. That was not fun this morning. All right. Let me turn the camera around. You can see where I'm going here. So I guess it's kind of cool if you're watching on mobile or on your tablet. Portrait mode can take up the whole screen. Okay. Now we search for cats. Who's around? Nope. Maybe. Get my comments rolling here. I don't see anybody. Live chat. There we go. Hey, Deb. Welcome back. Hope your breakfast was awesome. Brunch breakfast. And looks like we have a Dutch's butt over there. So we're gonna let Dutchess sleep. So we are gonna start with small cats, move our way into big cats, see if Priya's about. I only saw Priya early this morning, and I think she's finally realized her enclosure is absolutely massive. So she has been falling asleep in like the weeds in the middle. For a tiger, probably really comfy. I do like comments more in portrait mode. I can see a whole lot more of what you guys are saying. All right. Priya! Her enclosure is amazing. Look at all these trees. All right. She is out there somewhere, snoozing in the ferns. And I mean, can you blame her? Look at this place today. Just terrible weather we have. Yeah, it is beautiful here. It's easily mid-70s right now. It's gorgeous. A lake cam would be kind of cool, just to turn it on and look out at the lake. I think that's a great suggestion. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with small cats. We're gonna go with small cats first, and with our big cats. Diane, you made it. Welcome. So this will be similar to the live stream that we did earlier today. A lot less people. A lot less haters. Occasionally get some new people. Oh yeah, look at those. Some pinks going on over there. There's one big purple one around here. Not a lilac, but I don't know what it is, but man, it's pretty. All right, so is anybody around over here? Of course, it's lounging temperature right now, so everybody's doing exactly that. No, it's still only Friday. Sorry, guys. This Saturday we won't be going live, but I got all my paperwork for work done early, so I took the day and came out here with Bridge. So Bridget's doing her keeper cleaning stuff, and I am walking around. Yeah, where is Beach? I mean, I know where Beach is. Well, let's see here. Beecher! Beecher! Little dude. No, it's not just you. For some reason, YouTube wouldn't let my phone go in landscape mode. So if you view this on the phone or if you view it on a tablet, it's going to be fairly big. But I'm going to zoom in a whole bunch to try to make sure that people can see things. Beecher! Knock, knock, knock. All right, so Beach Boy is clearly wanting to snooze, so we're going to let him snooze. It's okay. But again, it's a bonus to people that do view on their phone because the image will take up their whole phone screen now. Okay, the temperature out here right now, I think is, I'm going to guess, somewhere in the high 70s. Let's see, do we have a Loki or a Filmo about? Filmo! Hey, buddy. Look at you, you're right next to a spot where I can put the camera down.
Filmo was a male bobcat born in 2016. He came to Big Cat Rescue in September 2019 at only 3 years old from a sanctuary in California that closed down. He's the youngest of the bobcats that came from that facility. He was reportedly kept in a closet as a kitten. During the initial medical exam we give all new arrivals, his x-ray revealed that his spine has a strange deformity midway down where it rises to a sharp point, like a mountain rising out of flat land. We have no idea if this was congenital or from an injury. Fortunately, it does not affect his mobility, at least so far.
Thank you, Diane.
Filmo is very shy and is not quick to trust. He likes getting up on his platform when no one is around and watching his neighbors. However, with time and patience, one of our keepers has earned his trust through operant conditioning. This keeper first fed him treats in the safety and cover of his den by using a long stick with food at the end. Gradually, the stick was made shorter and shorter until Filmo would come all the way out and to the side of the enclosure like our other cats. Some keepers report that he seems to enjoy playing hide-and-seek with them, stealthily circling in the opposite direction as the keepers move. Training the cats to respond to operant conditioning is a valuable tool utilized by keepers and staff to see and observe the cats up close on a daily basis. Filmo's response to it indicates that over time, Filmo will get used to his new surroundings.
All right, so there's the story of Filmo. What are you looking at there, buddy? How many different sounds do bobcats make? That is a really good question. I have no idea. A lot. Yep, and he's going in his den. So we'll let Filmo be Filmo. Alright, what do we have going on with Loki? Can we see Loki? Oh, that's right. Loki is no longer in here. Hi. Coming back out for more? How's it going? How are you? See? We're not mean. You are a cutie, though. Yes, he's in the cabana. I remember that as I was looking there for him. But we still have sign up, so it's a little throws me off a little. All right, we'll let Filmo do the Filmo thing. Well, judging by the signs, that is Filmo. Now, a lot of the keepers here can tell the cats apart just by looking at them, and some of them I can. But bobcats are a little tricky. Is Frankie out? You know what? I don't know. We'll see. So, just so everybody knows, yesterday was Dub's birthday. Happy birthday, Dub! Not a problem, Dub.
Gilligan is a male Canada lynx. Approximate date of birth, January 1st, 2007. Rescued May 5th, 2013. Gilligan's age is unknown. He was purchased along with Skipper at an auction. Gilligan had the tiniest cage, measuring 5 by 7. It was also the dirtiest of all the cages. The mud floor was not mud, but feces covered with a sprinkling of straw. It appeared as though Gilligan had tried to keep much of his waste confined to one area on top of his plastic doghouse. He had perched atop the house day after day to defecate. The large pile of feces cascaded out the side of his cage. It was clear that his cage had not been cleaned in several months. Strewn about the cage were bits of meat, bones, and fur. The doghouse was too small for Gilligan to fit in, and other than a small child's play picnic table, he had nowhere to escape the weather. He was forced to sleep in the open and surrounded by filth. Because Gilligan's cage was so small, there was not enough room for big cat rescuers to enter it with nets and a crate. So using wire that they had brought, they constructed a secondary enclosure to the door and inside placed the crate filled with soft, dry hay. Gilligan was unsure about this new crate, and despite its appeal of warmth and dryness, he refused to enter it. He was left to contemplate entering the crate on his own,
Thank you,
while
Barbara.
big cat rescuers moved on to try and catch Skipper. After Skipper was captured and carried to the big cat rescue trailer, Gilligan had still refused to enter the crate. With no other options, he was sedated with a blow dart. He quickly fell asleep, and Dr. Justin did a full exam. After the exam, he was gently placed in the crate and given the reversal agent for the tranquilizer. When he awoke, he was in a soft bed of hay, being loaded into the trailer for his long trip back to Tampa. Gilligan seems absolutely blissful in his new enclosure. In his first days, he constantly sniffed all around, soaking in the fresh air. He was also quite amazed with the wildlife that abounds at the sanctuary, from cardinals to lizards to squirrels. He is very observant and intently watches as they flit and scurry about.
Yep, and as Daniel said, he hasn't moved since earlier today. This is one of his favorite spots to sit and lay. He's been there, man, a while. But almost every time you walk by, if he's not here, then he's going to be back by his air-conditioned rock wall. If he isn't there, he's usually there. So, yes, Kimba scared the life out of me on Facebook. If you'd like, you can go back to Facebook, go about 3/4 way through that live video, and you can see Kimba scaring the living wits out of me. Ooh, what are we stocking? What you got, Flinty? Just been stuck in the keeper. What's up, dude? The murder mittens, the hurricane, Flint. It is a beautiful day. Went through a couple of weeks of, man, I feel terrible talking about the weather. Went through a couple of weeks of Florida cold, which down here for us, you have to put it in perspective. Many of us don't have heaters in our houses. So when we have a few weeks of 30 degrees, it's just cold. Like all the time, everywhere you go, it's cold. And with all the social distancing stuff and people not going out, including Bridget and I, for unnecessary things, you know, you don't really get in the car to warm up, and you don't get in any buildings or anything like that to warm up. But yeah, now we're back to, I would say this is our probably second spring this year out of the 14 or 15 that we usually get. The pollen explosions are just brutal. But Andy told me to be nice. Yes. So if you're referring to new people, let's all be nice to new people. All right? When people ask questions, we need to consider a couple factors. Number one, a lot of the people that came due to the backlash from Tiger King have somewhat subsided. They're still around a little bit, but they've subsided. And now we are having people come to view our live feeds that are asking legitimate questions. So, you know, for example, when they see an enclosure that, let's say, you know, looks like this bubble, right? And they ask, you know, they say, oh man, their enclosure is so small. No need to jump on them, right? Just, you know, explain to them how big the enclosures actually are, or why they're designed that way, right, for hurricane safety. If we jump on them, we push them away, right? And the only way that we're going to get things like the Big Cat Public Safety Act to pass, or get things like, you know, more support for our cats in the future, is by making more friends. More caffeine is needed. I can absolutely agree with that. All of the servals are hiding, every single one of them. So if you want to see Frankie, Frankie is hiding. Everybody's asleep. It is a lot of fun, Karen. You bring up a good point. It's a lot of fun to just show them that here's what we do. Here's the proof, right? It's like, I'm trying to think of an example here, but you all get it. If we have new people, just make them feel welcome. Yes, or become a supporter on Facebook and then you just don't see those people. A few of them did pay the $12, and we don't mind that. All right, so here's our Funcation rotation. And many of you know about Funcation. Hello, Patricia. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, they are wild creatures, even in captivity. And I really wish, I got like halfway through this monologue earlier, but I really wish many people would understand that. Is that, even though small exotic cats are small exotic cats, they're cool looking, right? And, people do aspire to buy them. I do advocate, because I'm in the car business, people just go out and get yourself an exotic sports car. In the end, it's going to cost you the same amount of money due to, the cat's upkeep and things like that. If you're a safe driver, it's not going to kill you. If you're not a safe driver, well, that's a different story. But in all honesty, large cats are not good house pets. The bigger they get, the stronger they get, and the more dangerous they get. So, don't do that. Let's see. Any caracal about? Cyrus has a really big enclosure for the size of the cat that he is. So finding him is really difficult for somebody on the tour path. Oh, and I did. And can we see him? Okay, this is gonna be tricky. So play his audio first. There we go.
Cyrus is a caracal who was born in 2010 in an Okeechobee, Florida breeding cattery that sells more servals and other small exotic cats into the pet trade than any other we know. The owner claims to be a wildlife rehabber and is lauded as such by the community. But the primary source of revenue for this misguided operation appears to be from breeding wild cats for a miserable life in cages. Cyrus was sold as a kitten to another hybrid breeding cattery in Ohio. In Ohio, Cyrus shared a room in the basement with Chaos, a female caracal who was a year older than him. They were used to breed caracals and hybrid cats for the illegal pet trade. We say illegal because it was illegal to breed them in Ohio. But in states like Florida, it's not. Because there is virtually no tracking of these animals, they are frequently sold across state lines, irrespective of the laws. When the Ohio Department of Agriculture learned of the illegal possession and breeding, they seized Cyrus, Chaos, and a serval named Zucari, and asked Big Cat Rescue to come pick them up and give them a permanent home. The agency told us that the only way Cyrus and Chaos got any time outside was in a small outdoor cage attached to the basement. All of the cats had been declawed, which was also illegal, but some veterinarians don't know the laws about exotic cats, or just break them knowing they will not get caught. Cyrus arrived with a virus that can be life-threatening if it mutates. The virus is common in breeding catteries due to the overcrowded conditions and lack of fresh air and sunshine. The owner said she knew about it, but had not come up with a way to deal with it other than giving away infected cats. Hopefully the virus will stay dormant, and Cyrus will have years with lots of room to run, chase bugs, and be a cat.
So there is the story of Cyrus. So he stuck his head in a pumpkin one time during enrichment. I like that story. I always thought it was because his head's orange and it's kind of shaped like a pumpkin. Pumpkin head. That makes a lot more sense. All right, I have not seen Manny, but Manny has a large enclosure that kind of weaves its way around here. So maybe he'll come out. Maybe he won't. Thank you, Barbara. I miss Picture with me too, but she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing today. And next week, Saturday, I think, it should be. Next week, Saturday, we will be back. We're shooting for the first and third Saturday of every month. And that's what we're going for here. Now, for anybody that's wondering that hasn't heard, the Saturday walkout, we had to do some adjustments to it because of Bridget's work schedule. She works at a really awesome lumber mill in Lakeland, Florida, and their business is booming. COVID-19 has actually helped them because everybody being home they're all working on their houses, which means that Saturdays, they're only open a few Saturdays a month, and tomorrow they're open, so she needs to be there because they are going to be crazy busy. Which means that I get to sit home and study automobiles, because that's what I do. Nick. What was that? She's not a... you can tell her, Daniel, she's a lumberjack. All the way in the back. All right. We'll find her. Oh. She's being cute. All right. Studying medical for a degree, Barbara? All right. Here we go. Nikki's story, and then I'll zoom in.
Nikita was found when she was a year old in a crack house during a drug bust in Tennessee. She was chained to the wall with a short chain on a concrete floor, so she got no exercise and arrived here with huge swellings on her elbows that took months to heal. She was so thin that you could carry her under one arm. In addition to being underfed, she had not had a proper diet, so she had a plethora of nutritional issues to deal with as well. The authorities took her to the Nashville Zoo at Grassmere, but she had been declawed and could not live with the zoo's other lions. Big Cat Rescue agreed to take Nikita in, as well as 3 bobcats that all arrived in 2001. At age 5, she had become a tall, healthy adult lioness, but remained very lanky because she was a picky eater. That changed when our financial support grew to a point where we could afford the expensive ground meat, specially designed carnivore diet we now use. Nikita loved it and filled out quickly to the 500-pound lioness you see today. When Nikita was younger, she was extremely playful and loved to roll on her back and grab her paws or try to do somersaults whenever visitors stopped by to talk with her. Now in her senior years, we still occasionally observe a slow roll onto her back for visitors.
Yeah, she still gets a slow roll going. She's getting a bit older, so she's not 550 pounds anymore. But she's still a big girl. Big cat. The royal roll. I'd like to see that video. I haven't seen the video of Nikita's rescue. Well, good luck with your studying there, Barbara. Hope it goes well. I am cramming information on electric vehicles. My industry is going to rapidly change here in the next 2 years. So, need to stay ahead of the curve. Alright, so let's see here. Let's play the vacation audio. Didn't play this morning, so might as well play it now.
In the wild, big cats would roam hundreds of miles. They are intelligent, active creatures who prefer to hunt at dusk and dawn, but who can see very well at night. They spend their days sleeping and getting ready for the darker hours when they reign supreme over all their domain. Unfortunately, most captive situations provide far too small a space for these big cats. And even worse, they are usually locked into tiny, concrete, windowless cells called night houses during the time of day when they would most like to be out roaming. The reason they're locked up at night is because zoos aren't open at night, and they want the cats to be active when paying guests are there. In most cases, there will be one large enclosure that the public sees, and then tiny jail cells where the cats spend days at a time, so that if it's their only day to be outside, they'll be active for the paying public. At Big Cat Rescue, the cats have far more space per cat than most other facilities. But even still, it's far too small in our opinion. That's why we built the 2.5-acre vacation rotation enclosure. Each of our lions and tigers can enjoy a 2-week vacation in this open air space that has a pond, a fountain, lots of dens, tunnels, platforms, and trees to enjoy. Big cats are solitary by nature, and most of our cats prefer to live alone and vacation alone. We don't force our cats to share space or fight over food. They each have well over 1,200 square feet of space to themselves in their own cat-a-tats. But then, twice a year, they get 2 weeks vacation in this huge space. We move the cats to and from vacation via above-ground tunnels around the sanctuary. The only time there are multiple cats in the cages or on vacation together is if they've been raised together and truly enjoy the company. Anywhere that you see cats living together, they are neutered or spayed to ensure that we do not breed cats for life in cages. Even this huge vacation area is still a cage, and we do not believe that wild cats belong in captivity. We do the best we can for the cats we rescue, but the best thing all of us can do is end the trade in exotic cats by never paying to see or touch cubs.
Yeah, sure, I can go over the tunnel system. That's not a problem. Let's do that. Vacation is one of the coolest things here. All right, so let's. Yeah, I got you. All right, so I'm hoping that you'll all be able to hear me in just a second. I won't be able to see comments while I'm doing this. Okay. So hopefully you can hear me. This is our tunnel. So it starts here, actually it starts there, and we connect it together via these pieces that are clamped off to the side. Now, when we need to use it, pull these pieces in, we build a roof and a floor, and we turn it into a big tunnel and the cats can walk on through. Now, the tunnel system works its way all the way through the vast majority of the sanctuary. The only places it really doesn't get is over to Duchess and Priya. I mean, their enclosures are already gigantic. Now, when it comes to that, and it gets to an enclosure, we then open up the door on the end where that cat is, and we section it off so the tunnel only goes to vacation or only goes to their home. Once this happens, we open the door, and usually they come running on through. And they go right out onto vacation. Now, if for some reason the cat decides that, well, it doesn't want to walk through the tunnel, we'll come over with a bucket of whatever meat it wants and coax it along, right? So we don't prod them with a stick, we don't do any of that stuff. We just slowly move them along at their own pace and put them out there. Now the cats that are smart, and we have a story about Joseph the lion from simply because he just didn't want to go home. So, and his home was right across. Love vacation, but that's how we do this. We don't want to go ahead and put them in a tiger cage. We don't want to put them in anything that would stress them out, which is why, if you watched the video earlier, I practically ran away when Kimba got kind of angry at me. We just try to keep them as calm as possible. All right, so if you don't hear well, try using headphones. Yeah, small little mic, so we work with what we got, right? Yeah, when Joseph Lyon was out there, and he lived right across the street. It was his time to come home, and he was living where Amanda is right now. And literally, the guy just had to take 10 go. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. All of a sudden, everything froze up. I got a phone call, and I denied it, and YouTube shut down on me. All right, so I am surveying the area right now for a Kimba cat because I do not want to get yelled at again. He was very upset. I was standing. He was back through here. Really chill. I was standing at the red ball here, and he yelled at me. I hope he hasn't taken claim to that red ball because I like to talk about it. All right. Are you able to see? Is there an image? Do we need to restart this thing? I hope not. Okay, I'm going to restart this. It's the only way that we can. So sign back on in about 30 seconds. Can you see now? Does everybody have an image yet? There we go. Okay, good. We have a sleeping Arya here. Okay, I'm going to restart the whole feed. So I'm going to kill this video. Go to dailybigcat.com in just a second, and you'll see it. So we're going to kill this one. Be right back.